Take two. Okay, more tabs. We're getting there. Okay, I was looking up, this is a little bit of an older tab. A lot of these have been here for a minute. This was Kimberly Clark Professional. I've got a few, I think, on this. But I wanted to share their website because I found this to be quite interesting. They have the Right Cycle. Rethink recycling with the Right Cycle. And we own it program. Single-use PPE and wet wipes do not need to end up in a landfill. Through the Right Cycle program, eligible Kimberly Clark professional products can be transformed into new consumer goods. We're just going to turn your butt wipe shit into better goods, new goods. Help accelerate your journey to zero landfill waste with this. So we're taking a usable product, something that's one-time use product, and with Right Cycle, developed by us at Kimberly Clark. So you'll keep using our one-use products. We'll recycle them for you if you're an eligible professional. I don't know. So how does the program work? So let's see. First, you use eligible Kimberly Clark professional PPE is collected at your facility. So after you're done cleaning, you put your glasses, your gloves, your masks, your coats, your wipes in a bin. Step 2, we collect the PPE, is then transported to our recycling partner. There it is. It's all in this little bin. In step 3, they're sorted and processed into plastic pellets. So we grind up all of the products you just used to clean up some kind of toxic or I don't know. But anytime I'm using these products, that's typically because it can't touch my skin. We're going to grind it all up and we're going to turn it into a chair. We're going to take those raw plastic materials and then we're going to mold them into a new consumer product. That doesn't comfort me. I'm just asking. If I was a kid, I'd raise my hand. Excuse me, but if those products are used for bad things that have happened, why would we turn them into a chair? Nowhere does it mention, I'm sure there's more to the process, but it doesn't mention any decontamination process, does it? Anyway, here's their eligible products. They got protective clothing, nitrile gloves, safety glasses, masks, and respirators, and of course their wipes. Wet Task for disinfecting. They're going to take disinfecting medical equipment, grind it up, and turn it into a chair for you. Here's the frequently asked questions. Look, neither one of them are what I asked. There's no cost. Does it cost me anything? No, of course not. That's silly because we're gonna make money off of this chairs. So we're gonna let you get free. And then of course, who's eligible? Well, you have to buy certain products. And this is Craig Greening. Look at his name. I mean, at this point, can the AI just kind of, we get any Smiths or anything? It's just always Greening or Gating. He is the Jackson County Developmental Center Executive Director. He says there's transparency in every step. Want to know what happens with your waste after it's collected? Check out this behind-the-scenes video of the Cycle Right process and meet the business partners that support our program. Oh, let's do that. Okay, Craig, show us what you got.
You are in the middle of a production floor for the Jackson County Developmental Center, also known as JCDC. We are located in Millwood, West Virginia, and what you see behind me is where we take materials from Kimberly Clark's consumers. People actually use their product and they send it to us and we recycle it. We sort it out by the different kinds of plastics and other materials that are inherent in the clean room suits. We started working with Right Cycle and Kimberly Clark probably about 7 years ago. And then they just said, Well, gee, you guys are doing it better than anybody else has done it. Keep doing it. JCDC is a not-for-profit organization. We are mission-based, which means that our mission, which is to provide quality of life support and employment opportunities for people with disabilities, means if we want to employ people, we need work. And so what we learned a long time ago is that we have to do a very good quality job. This is not a gift to us. They're getting something that they need back from us. And in turn, what we get is not only the income generated from doing business, but we get jobs for people with disabilities. And that's a very important part. We are very much in rural West Virginia. Our little county has 29,000 people in it. So when we're able to bring in a major corporation like Kimberly-Clark, we now have jobs for people with disabilities, and we have them every day.
The Right Cycle program is a stable, dependable way for us to employ individuals with disabilities and help them learn new skills that help them become more independent people. Being able to say, we're going to recycle these garments, we're going to recycle these PPE items so they can be turned into chairs or flower pots. That's a very concrete item that we can say, you made a difference, you did this. Right Cycle is a part of that process and helps us do our job better. We are thankful for the Kimberly-Clark Right Cycle program because it gives us the opportunity to work with so many different programs and make a great impact on the environment.
Before I move forward, holy shitballs, I must address the elephant in the room. Pun intended. What in the world did I just listen to? And that is the most bizarre. They're telling me about recycling products, but this company wants to go out of the way to tell me that they're employing and giving employment to disabled people. Now, I've just went down a little rabbit hole with Helen Keller, where it was describing how in eugenics, which Helen Keller was very much a part of and a proponent of, as you find out the more you read about her, somewhat controversy. That one of the problems is that we have disabled people who are a burden on society because they cannot work. And therefore, they must be eradicated from society because they are not capable of holding any type of, they're a burden on society. We have to take care of them. So Kimberly-Clark has decided that we can help employ disabled people can do this job. They can sort things. That's what they're good at, sorting things. And so now, as Helen Keller told us, you for disabled people to feel like they're part of society gives them a meaning to life. And she was very clear in the things that she said, that having a meaning of life, in other words, working was the meaning of life and purpose for life. And therefore, without working, without being able to work and make money for yourself, you have no purpose. Literally what eugenics is saying there. And I just hear Kimberly-Clark, bravo, popping out some eugenics. Way to go, exercising those voices. I'm not saying we can't give disabled people jobs. Of course, I think that's a great idea. But all in all, let's think about what that's really saying. And why can't they just say that? Look, disabled people are going to be a burden on society. So kudos to us, a pat on the back. We got an award for being a humanitarian company. CEO got it. Yay. There was a ceremony and everything. Goody for you, finding works for the disabled people. And not only that, but wasn't I supposed to be watching a thing about the recycling program of how they turned the cleaning supplies into something else? And instead, I got a toot toot of their own horn of look at what good I'm doing. Look at the good I'm doing. And everyone hears that and they go, oh, yay, Kimberly-Clark. But there were some undertones in there of eugenics and, I don't know, regimes. Yeah, so I just wanted to note that. Okay, let's continue. Maybe we'll get to the part. We're 2 minutes and 19 seconds in. Maybe we'll get to the part where they turn it into plastic. for something else after they've spent the majority of the time in the video telling me about a good deed that they do, which again, fuck you. You're trying to sell me something. You're selling me. I'm not a bad company. We're not shit people. We're not taking advantage. We're not selling you one-use products. We're finding a way to all work together so that I can get mine and my golden bathtubs and you can get yours and you can eat at McDonald's once a week as an employee of Kimberly-Clark. I'd like to know how much they're paying these people. That would be interesting. Do they have minimum wage? How much do you get paid to be a disabled assembly line sorter? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry, I'm cynical. I'm a Gen Xer. Leave me alone. Back to...
My name is Brian Adams, and we're here at Somerset Recycling Services. We are a plastics processing facility located in Somerset, Kentucky. We're excited to be partnered with Kimberly-Clark and the Right Cycle program. Somerset Recycling and Kimberly-Clark have partnered for nearly a decade. Together, we come up with solutions to create product that then can have a second life. We process a number of materials, quite a bit of Kimberly-Clark product comes through our facility for our extrusion process and our densification process. The material that comes in from a Kimberly-Clark location in its raw form, which can be gowns, hoodies, boots, nitrile gloves, diaper leg cutouts, safety eyewear comes to our facility as well. We take it in its raw form. We then size reduce it, and those materials then can be used in the next process, which would be injection molding, compression molding, and roto molding to create products. A lot of houseware items, outdoor furniture, composite lumber, things of that nature. What really brings to life the program is that we're taking items like this and becoming an item like this.
Absolutely gross. Absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just wrong. Did you see the black oogie sloogie stuff coming out? Did you hear him say that the diaper legs, who has that job of taking diaper legs and tearing them out of the diapers? Anyway, let's check out another. This is just Clark. This is just Clark, not Kimberly-Clark. This is Clark. It is another, it's in the same family. About Clark. It's a third generation owned, family owned public health products and services company striving to elevate and transform the science of vector control through the lens of sustainability and innovation. That sounds like a bunch of words to me that we don't want you to stop buying our products. So we're going to find a way to reuse them so that you feel good about it. Now that's just the approved, remember. So they're still making plenty of items that go in landfills, protecting public health. Clark develops and delivers the most environmentally responsible solutions. The most shit for managing public health impacts of disease-carrying and nuanced insects. Well, by extending our innovations and technical expertise in public health mosquito management to all of our customers, we're helping make communities around the world livable, safe, and comfortable. Don't worry about the mosquitoes. So let's check out their mission and values. This is what guides them, it says. So their mission to make communities around the world more livable, safe, and comfortable. Their vision, this is the mission, this is what they're doing. But their vision of the future is to transform and elevate vector management. Ooh, and their values, we commit to caring and protecting for each other, our customers. Well, I'm not in the do you see that I'm not even in the each other? I'm a customer, our community, and our planet, not each other. You're separate here. The community is separate. The customers and the communities are two different things. And our planet. So another thing, is it in this order? That's usually how the hierarchy works. First to those within the corporation, then our customers, then let's go out into our communities, donate some money there. And then of course, let's give a fuck about the planet for a minute. We do the right thing even when it's hard. Bullshit, and our guiding principles further steer actions and decisions. Is it hard to cash your check? If that's hard, then maybe we can talk about it. And our guiding principles, it says, we have integrity, we have respect, we have love, we have passion, we have appreciation, we have courage, we have innovation, we have connectedness, we have collaboration, we have learning, we have safety. Those are our guiding principles. Wow. Okay, look there on the spokes, Clark's on a bike. Not so. I got an idea for promotional. We'll have some Clark. We'll slap our name with a toxic ink onto a bicycle and ride around, take a picture of it. And we'll tell everyone that we're sustainable because we care for the planet. How many people ride bikes to work? Not yet. They're not in 15-minute cities. That's coming. It takes more than a statement of commitment to make a difference. Back in 2008, Clark set out aspirational expectations aligned with sustainability. By building these values into every decision we have reduced our organization's environmental footprint. Oh, they've taken a footprint away. There's a billion of them, and they took one away, the environmental one. What does that even mean? Think about the terms they use. Footprint. What is a footprint? A footprint is one of many feet prints. A footprint is one. That's it. It really does that as if it was never there. I know if you go camping in the woods, the idea is to leave the woods as if you were never there. Am I going to find that within your company? I don't think so. Everyone's going to know you were here. You're big and loud and knock things over. You knock over trees and blow up mountains. You're definitely a footprint. Okay, so that's not good. Cultivating community giving, create a flourishing culture of coworkers, and increase the mix of next-gen products and services in our portfolio. Capital letters because it's a proper noun. Learn more about our sustainability initiatives. Look here. Clark Cares. As we've got kids about to go out and collect mosquitoes. Let's watch their little video. Watch who we are and what we do. It's 2 minutes. We'll watch it.
The Clark Group, headquartered in St. Charles, Illinois, develops and manufactures public health mosquito control products that are sold in over 50 countries. Clark helps to make communities around the world more livable, safe, and comfortable by developing more environmentally friendly mosquito control products. And it all starts in our St. Charles, Illinois headquarters. This is just one of 17 Clark offices around the world. Here we conduct early ingredient screening and lab scale testing on mosquitoes. To final formulation development. Once registered with the EPA, manufacturing takes place in one of 2 Clark production sites just 15 miles away in Roselle or Schaumburg, Illinois. Both Clark manufacturing facilities are ISO certified and operate year-round. Our Roselle facility is dedicated to liquid products. Formulating, filling, packaging, labeling, and shipping all occur here. Only 2.5 miles away is Clark's facility dedicated to making products that can be used in and around organic crops and gardens, both dry and liquid formulations. Every production goes through stringent quality control check to ensure they meet EPA regulations before being sold direct to communities or used in our service division where Clark is contracted by cities to make mosquito control applications.
This video is not helping me.
From development to delivery,
Those are my samples.
180 full-time co-workers and nearly 300 seasonal staff share in the common drive to bring innovation from every corner. From insectary and screening positions, formulating and chemical analysis, to manufacturing and supply chain management, there can be a start and a future for you at Clark. Clark, helping make communities around the world more livable, safe, and comfortable.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, honestly. Again, what are we doing? I've used this term many times. Pre-COVID even, since that's a tag now, pre-COVID, as if that's a defined pre-2000s, right? It's a pre-COVID. It's a defining moment, pre-9/11. These are defining moments we use. Anyway, pre-COVID. Yeah. I felt like I sat down and I thought about when I was learning about all the different things that all these billionaires have in mind between epigenetics and mosquitoes and rockets and space-time travel and CERN wormholes and the whole 9 yards. And I thought, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a junior high science fair in the cafeteria, in the gymnasium, maybe, depending on what school you're at. And it's as if somebody walked in the room and said, okay, kids, you know, all your crazy science experiments, I'm going to fund them all. We're going to pay for all of them. I don't know if you've ever seen like one of those really good science fairs that they, you know, the smart kids, the STEAM kids do, where they literally have kids. Kids are very innovative and they have a lot of interesting ideas and they come up with things like this. It's another meaning of life dot there. It's a very childish thing we're doing right now. We have no idea what getting rid of mosquitoes is going to do or changing the makeup of mosquitoes. Or I don't know. I'm not a fan of mosquitoes. But at the same time, I must question why are we fucking with things is what I want to know. Why do you keep sticking your finger in holes? Stop. You don't know what's in that hole. You don't know what you're doing. You're guessing, you're assuming. Now, I don't know, but all of that genetic research telling me that they can put some kind of switch in the mosquito so that if this change or a mutation or evolution finds a way, as they like to say in the biology world, it should happen that if certain parameters are met, that the mosquito just dies, that the switch, that's literally what they say. That's not me. That's what they say. It will just turn off and the mosquitoes will just fall out of the sky. They'll just die. Well, why can't we just kill them all then? Do we need mosquitoes? That's my point. So you don't know what you're doing. You're changing a mosquito to keep it from spreading malaria by altering its makeup. I don't know what that is. That sounds like you don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what the outcome of such things are. You have no idea what the outcome of making my furniture out of cleaning products is. And I don't know about you, but I noticed all of those disabled workers were also just barely wearing they had gloves and a mask on. That's it. As they're tearing apart plastic fibers, microscopic fibers. They're going to breathe that in at some point, I would imagine. It gets on their skin. They have t-shirts with gloves and a mask ripping apart, fabrics and plastics and micro things, and it's just flying in the air and they're shredding it and they're just wearing very minimal protective gear is all I'm saying. We don't know. Then I buy it. Then I use it in my yard. It looks like wood, so maybe I throw it on the fire thinking that I can burn it after it breaks because it's shitty plastic. I don't know about you, but all of the things that I keep buying are of less and less quality. They're made to fall apart. In which case, I think, why did we make it in the first place? But then that's just me. There might be one more tab here about, yeah, I'm going to share one more tab before I end this one, and then I'll come back with some more. My computer is starting to act a little bit better, so clearly I'm getting rid of I'm getting rid of where is it? Where is it? There it is. There it is. No, that's not it. What is it? There it is. Okay, here it is. I'm sorry that it's taken me a minute. Okay. So here we go. This right here, the development of non-woven fabrics for clothing applications. This was a PDF I found. So while we wait for it to load, this comes from the Journal of Textile Science and Engineering. And they've got a little cotton plant there, but let's not be fooled by that, as this is not cotton. The development of non-woven fabrics for clothing applications. Let's just read the introduction, shall we? The conventional methods of producing apparel fabrics are lengthy and costly. These methods involve a series of complex processes, starting from the ginning process to ring spinning for yarn manufacturing, and then only after weaving or knitting the fabric becomes available for garment manufacture. Therefore, the production of apparel fabric using the conventional routes requires a considerable amount of investment in infrastructure, labor, and energy. So this company clearly doesn't give a fuck about disabled workers, because they could teach disabled workers how to do these things, but it's a long process. It takes a long time to make it from the, from the fields to the gin to the weaving. And so therefore, the product of apparel fabric using the conventional routes requires a considerable amount of investment, money and infrastructure, labor and energy. The complexity and material processing requirements of these methods also have detrimental effects on the environment. So again, wait till you hear what they're about to say. They're about to put detrimental effects on the environment as they're telling you that this has detrimental effects. In contrast, fabric produced through non-woven methods are more efficient and cost-effective because of this case. The fabrics is produced directly from the fibers, avoiding the costly and tedious yarn making process. Non-woven fabrics have commonly been disadvantaged when it is compared to the conventional fabric in terms of their aesthetic and their mechanical properties like softness, durability, stretchability, drapeability, and surface abrasion. In other words, they're not comfortable, probably because they're made of plastic. The non-woven fabrics must exhibit such characteristics if they're going to be suitable for the production of garments. For our spacesuits, the apparel industry in terms of garment manufacturing is rapidly growing, and the growth rate of the apparel production in the world is estimated at 8.2% for the period of 2011 through 17. Because of tough marketing competition, many manufacturers, research organizations are trying to adopt new technologies and material in order to sustain their market share. Furthermore, development and introduction of innovative products in the apparel market will help companies to capture a larger share of the market. Just what we need, more clothes. Because of the competitive pressures, researchers are trying to explore the non-conventional approaches to develop fabrics for apparel applications in order to innovate and reduce costs. And it's known that conventional non-wovens have been used as auxiliary material in the apparel industry, like they are being used as fusible interlinings for reinforcements of collars and cuffs. It was assumed that non-woven are disposable and relatively rigid structures, and they do not have the attributes that promote them into apparel industry as outer fabrics. However, because of the improvements in the technology and materials, a lot of money we've spent trying to create something something we didn't need to. The perception of disposable and the rigidness of non-wovens have changed in recent years with the development of commercially non-woven fabric. Evolon, with a capital E because it's a proper noun. Evolon is one of the best high-tech non-wovens that are being used as apparel outer fabrics. It's made through spun laying of hydro entanglement process by using island in the sea splittability bi-component PET and PA filament fibers. Besides Evolon, there's other commercial non-woven fabrics that may have entered the clothing industry, and the most well-known are Meritech from PGI in the US, Innova from DuPont in the US, and we already know these fucking companies are shitty people. Meritech non-woven fabric is used in Nike's undershirts, and it was also used by Futon fabric. The appearance of commercially non-woven fabrics is not like that of woven structure because the filaments are scattered randomly in diverse orders, which results in uncharacteristic appearance of the fabric. And secondly, the hand feel is a little harsh. It's not doesn't feel good on your hand. It was because Evolon was made of a microfilament, and that affects the aesthetical and thermal properties of the fabric, which could be more uncomfortable to the wearer. There are other non-woven fabrics, such as Tyvek by DuPont, that are made by thermal bonding of spun bonded PE. This type of non-woven fabric can be used only for protective clothing purpose, but they are not suitable for outer fabric next to the skin. Therefore, it is a good scope to develop different kinds of non-conventional non-woven, which can be suitable for garment wear, and can be used for outer fabrics worn next to the skin for casual wear. In 1968, Scott Paper launched disposable paper garments, but because of poor aesthetical and mechanical properties, could not capture the market. And Turay Industries in the 1970s developed the world's first ultra micro non-woven fabric known as Ultra Suede. Does anybody remember Ultra Suede? It was used by using microfibers known as island in the sea. Through a series of processes, including needle punching and other complex processes such as ironing, curling, cutting, etc., the non-woven fabric was used in apparel, automotive, industrial, and interior design applications. Ultra Suede is used mainly in leather textured products in the automotive industry because of its suede structure. The fabric is not suitable for clothing purposes in casual wear. And it goes on to tell me more and more. Here it even gives you some ideas in the fashion industry, some non-woven garments, how this can look real. Non-woven garments by the University of Leeds, which gives you these draping. And here the designers, you probably can't see it very well, but you can go look up the paper if you want. Gives it a draping appearance, a softer appearance. Here it has more of that draping. You can see them. They've got a whole paper here if you want to learn more about the evolution of this process. There's a lot of sciences going into these things. Here's the fibers. There's one set. Here's another way it looks. Here's another way it looks. It's got a SEM of commercial hydro entangled. That's the first one. A developed hydro entangled. That's B. You can see that it's a little bit, coarser. And then of course you've got woven there. So just tiny microfibers of plastic. The tinier, the softer is really kind of how it goes. But here they have a lot of, science going into these things. So, I just wanted to share that because this is happening. You should know this is happening. So get ready for, what's to come in the future. our jumpsuits, right? So in conclusion, in this study, different mechanical and aesthetical properties of the developed hydro-entangled fabrics were evaluated and compared with the commercial non-woven and woven fabrics for apparel applications. It was observed that the unique structure of the developed hydro-entangled fabric showed better results as compared to the commercial non-woven fabric. It is noticed that the aligned placement of fibers and frictional twisting of microfibers with the surrounding fibers and the fabric structure improved the tensile properties of the developed hydro-entangled property. Because of the hydrophilic nature of tensile fibers, tensile, again capitalized because it's a what? A proper noun. And the microstructures of the biocomponent fibers and its enhancement in the moisture management properties of the developed hydro-entangled fabric was obtained. Furthermore, the porous structure improved the air permeability property of the developed fabric. The stitching behavior of the developed fabric was very similar to that of a woven fabric, and there were no stitching faults observed during the stitching operations, and the stitched garment was very comfortable to wear. The study shows it is possible to produce non-woven fabrics that are suitable for many outer garment applications in the apparel industry. So more money, more machines, more science, more chemicals, more of everything. We can do it. We just need more. And that concludes this big business tab closing. I have more tabs. I'll be back with more tabs as I'm closing them out, and then we can start some new researching. So yeah, those are my business tabs that I had. I hope that these spark you to think things, ask questions, even if you don't do further research. When you come in across these things in the news, as you will be, I hope that these give you ideas of ways to question what they're doing. It's okay to question. You can say, oh, that sounds horrible, Joni. It sounds like you don't want disabled people to have jobs. No, that is not what I'm saying. Do you hear what they're saying, though? Do you hear what they're saying? Because alongside that paper is another paper where they're giving everyone a disability. And so I don't know what I'm looking at. All I'm doing is asking questions. If you get offended by said questions, maybe you need to be asking them yourself. You're not asking the right questions. So there.